Now, welcome back, everyone. Before the break, you heard what we thought ought to be done about the gun crisis. Keep it simple. Talking about assault weapons, talking about ammo, and you're talking about registration. All right, now, Andrew, been asking folks at home really since this tragedy happened in Aurora what they thought, and they've made their opinion heard.
We've gotten an interesting range of opinion. I want to go from pro-gun control to anti-gun control. So as we follow along the spectrum, let's start with Arlene Herring, who wrote us on Facebook to say, why do NRA members really need assault weapons? Do they hunt with these guns? There's no real use for those weapons unless you're a soldier at war or a mass murderer. The entire issue is therefore political and damn straight, we should talk about it. Bob Bryce, there's not enough common ground among a majority of gun owners and non-gun owners alike on common sense issues like background checks, assault weapons, etc., that meaningful legislation should be able to be enacted. Scott Young on Twitter, taking away guns from law-abiding citizens only leaves cops and criminals with guns. That doesn't fix anything. We hear that argument a lot. Lori Hopper, the honest problem with gun control is that anyone can go crazy under the right circumstances. How do you control that? That's another argument we hear a lot. And finally, Lindy Lipper, more gun laws only hurt the people who are living by the law. Perhaps government should start imposing harsher penalties to the people who break the law in order to discourage criminal
look at
activity.
Lindy there. I mean, we're now getting 3-year-olds right and really good emails.
Somehow I don't. Yeah.
My thing though is, did you think? I mean, I'm surprised by very little anymore, but I don't think if you were a Democrat, how you couldn't frame an argument that, wait a minute, we're letting guns in bars now, where people get drunk and you got beer muscles going on. We let guns going into churches. We get guns going into national parks. You guys fight to protect guys on the terror watch list to be able to get guns. Why can't somebody smart who can make that into a bumper stick or a soundbite make that a winning campaign issue?
Because if you even attempt to do that, you're looking at the NRA targeting $40 million against you, as is the case of President Obama.
They don't like him anyway, Don.
They don't like him.
They don't like him. And
Period. They like him from day one.
He's gotten an F from gun control groups who say that he hasn't done anything. So what does he have to lose?
Okay, here's what you have to lose. The president has coattails. And in conference with Democratic lawmakers, you're going to have senators from Nebraska saying, Obama, you're killing us. We can't take on this fight over gun control. You're going to make us lose. We lose. You lose the majority. That's it.
You're talking about an intellectual argument that's countered by a one-line bumper sticker. Obama's coming to take your guns. Intellectually, I mean, and just from a comparison sake, you're looking at making a cogent argument and convincing people.
The guys make a good point. Is there too much downside for him even to try?
You know what?
Obviously, his handlers think
I think that we've got to put a face on what's happening here. There are 34 people that are being killed every day in this country, being killed. Forget about the people being injured. There's costs, there's health insurance costs here. We have to start looking at those issues. When there's problems with cars in this country, or there's problems in the workplace, we fix some of these, or we attempt to fix some of these problems. We have got to start addressing this issue, and we've got to put the policy ahead of the politics.
You know, Tom, I saw a great piece. I don't know if people saw it. Nick Kristof wrote a piece in the Times. It's a little bit different than this. It has to do with, hey, we've gone off the rails. But he said, why don't you try treating this as a safety issue? Think about what we've done with cars in this country, because we always talk about the right to bear arms. But there's no rights that are absolute rights without limits. You don't let people have bazookas, even though I had a stupid conversation about that last night, okay? But you can't have an F-15, okay? So we have limits at least. My question is, with cars, we've changed the ages where people can drive. You mandate you got to get insurance. You have graduated licenses right now. We make people have car seats. You got kids. You got to wear a seatbelt. You got to have airbags. Things have changed since I came home in a bassinet. All right, you remember it, right? The kids used to bounce in the back seat, no seatbelts.
No seatbelts.
So, and DWI, drunk driving was a major safety initiative. Can somebody in a nonpartisan way, with all these people who want to spend money in these special interest things, do you think somebody could have the wherewithal to say, I don't care about the electoral consequences. We're going to be like mad, except against crazy gun stuff?
You can't do it under this president, because when you had a debt commission report that came out that was a bipartisan, he took it and shoved it.
Take Obama out of it.
Wait, no.
President.
Here's what you need to do. And it would be a lot better under a Republican president.
So then why hasn't it been that way?
Because he should, and I think that if a President Romney said, listen, I believe in the right to bear arms, all the things that we discussed today. However, let's find common ground and let's agree that those weapons that we showed on TV earlier, we do not need them. That we cannot have anybody in this country buying 5,000
why
rounds
hasn't
of
Romney said
ammunition.
it? Why hasn't Romney said it this week?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Mitt Romney why he hasn't said it.
And for that reason, President Obama as well.
But Mitt Romney's not the president.
Money.
Mitt
The
Romney,
NRA.
Mitt
They're
Romney-
afraid of the
Let's
NRA.
let you go to
If
break.
4 years
you know
from now-
somebody better than any of us do.
Yeah.
George Pataki.
Right.
Okay.
He
Would
said
he,
it
if he was the nominee now and he was in
Yes.
a neck-and-neck race
No.
as
Yes.
president?
Yeah,
No.
and I'll tell you why he would have. Because he saw that he won re-election after doing it in New York in 2000. He wasn't afraid of a Republican primary.
That's
There
a
were people
blue
who
state,
barked
though.
about it. No, but he had a primary to worry about. He
Yeah.
had a conservative party to worry about. And he talked to them and
Kinda,
said,
sorta.
"This, yeah, well, no, but the conservative party in New York is very powerful." But the point is, let's not talk about guys who may be in office, not in office, etc. President Clinton deserved a lot of credit for doing what he did. Okay, and we have easy, simple issues that we can all agree on, and we have to hold all elected officials. Listen, Carolyn McCarthy, she has a lot of credibility. She lost a husband because of this.
And
Okay,
her kid had to learn to walk all over again.
Exactly. But these other people, the Congresswoman from Colorado, where's her piece of legislation 2 years ago talking about this issue? They're all Johnny-come-latelys
Well,
on
let's
both
agree to
sides of the
this
issue.
much. It'd be nice to see some political courage on
Yes.
this. And I don't care the
There has
party
to
it
be.
comes from.
There
You
has
need
to
it.
be. It should be
On so many
bipartisan.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
So many
Pollyanna, but
issues.
It should be.
Right, I agree.
Because it impacts all Americans.